which is amazing without using up any of that loot. Comparing that to, say, like Sweaty Sands, we can see here 4 players dropping at Sweaty. It's a lot of loot. Misty has 3. We see a lot of the players going towards those outskirts of the map, and we see how they go. We got Sap here at a pretty safe drop. Westy at a safe drop as well. And then we have Cease. I'm talking about safe drops taking this fight against Cat. Cease taking down Cat. World Cup qualifier taking down World Cup qualifier and Misty. The unfortunate part about that drop is normally it's split into those 2 parts, right? You got the bridge that can cut it off, and he takes down the player on his side. Volks, Alice, and Aimbot here at Sweaty. We don't have eyes on the 4th player that dropped there, maybe already gone down. Now he has the shotgun, the elimination, and 26 points. The tracking on that was absolutely insane, but I would expect no less coming out of somebody like Symmetrical. Here we are taking a look at Worthy going up against C9 Blackouts. Blackouts coming out of the SA region, 1 of 2. Worthy is going to put the pressure on, knows that Blackouts is low, but now Worthy, tables have turned for him. He is going to have to shield up and defend. He is going to build up one more Don't know what happened with him last game, but he didn't pick up any more. He's looking to try and make it 14, though. There's not a lot of loot here. He needs to take this fight. He can't walk out, but he has get some beautiful burst shots from high ground. Worthy has the advantage. He has 8 builds, needs to get in there and finish out Blackhouse. This is an edge of zone fight as well. We have a minute 45 until zone comes in, but judging from that bottom right minimap, it looks like it's pretty far away. So we need Worthy to find his way in here and see if he can close it out. 1 point on Blackout, so Worthy's definitely playing better today, trying to hold that right-hand peak. He has hit it with the cones. Worthy is playing this so well, but Blackout is being smart, doesn't have a lot of mats, and he's using the terrain to his advantage, holding those windows for that right-hand peak that Worthy's trying to hold as well. Doesn't see which way Blackout is going, gets a tack shot. He has him so incredibly low. I think he has 15 health or less. Worthy trying to find his way in. You have to think he closes it out, and there it is, the angle. Oh my gosh, Worthy playing that to perfection.
Wow, well, he definitely opened a door for himself there, literally and metaphorically speaking, because he did come out of that fight victorious. Here we have Madison, one of our 2 Genji girls here, Tina Reyes being the other one. I talked to them a little bit before on the break. They said that they're going into the second half of today feeling very good, so we're going to have to see how they shape up the rest of the day. Volks now in a little bit of a scrap with Alice.
Volks going aggressive here, what he's known for best at Sweaty Sands. If you've played in OCE, you know this is what it looks like. Volks has Sweaty Sands on lockdown. He has scared most pros out of this area. Alice, being from Asia, has not heard of that, unfortunately, is now going head-to-head with it. Might be able to pull this one off, though, on 21 points, so definitely can't count it. Alice, though, playing phenomenally. Gets the minis off, has the big pot, also has that purple pump. So right now, I've actually got Alice picked to win this, even though Volks is such a phenomenal player. At this point, it looks like Alice has the advantage, but with some of the best in the world going head-to-head, you never know who's going to have it.
Yeah,
Alice trying to get the shield off.
Not going to be able to do it, unfortunately. Volks just applying that constant pressure to him, drops down. At this point, realizes he only has 1 build left, so he isn't going to be able to challenge for high ground. Both players are going to reset, heal up. Unfortunately for Volks, Alice is going to be able to get that 100 shield in total, so Volks has a little bit of a disadvantage here.
Yeah, definitely, and he has that purple pump as well, though, so they both got very, very good items here, trying to finish this one out quickly. It looks like Alice wants to rotate away, playing a little bit safer until endgame, which is a smart decision. You see that third party rotating in, opting not to use them and keep going aggressive. I think he's going to build up and try and get them off now. They're both going to have that little breather. Repulse can use his minis, Pate can use his, but unfortunately now Repulse actually has the health disadvantage. You wouldn't think it with the way he's playing, though. He wants to get in there aggressively. And so Pate's putting his toes to toe. He's doing well here. He's trying to find his way out of it. Repulse outside his walls, just keeping going aggressive. You see, though, we see 2 players rotating up into this one, though. The pink triangle on the bottom right and the blue one in the river. They need to end this fight quickly, or it might be someone else who wins this one and mops them up.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Repulse there, he's taking a lot of damage, now opting to drop down, but like you said, we have another player entering and another one coming from the south. This is going to get very messy very, very quickly. They are going to have to figure this one out. It sounds like somebody does go down.
Repulse goes down to Jarlin.
Goes down to Jarlin. Jarlin trying to third party, but there's going to be another third party there. Oh, and risking being knocked out of the game, getting sent back to the lobby for 1 point.
Yeah, we see the elimination feed there as well. It was actually Benji Fishy that ended up taking down Pate. So that was a very smart call for Jarlin to rotate away. I would not want to be involved in that fight. Benji Fishy was one of the players that walked up and third partied. I can't imagine anything worse trying to take out a fight, and I have Jarlin and Benji Fishy closing in on me.
You see a lot of these players walking around with the grapple gun.
Yeah, as well, yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that. As somebody who analyzes these types of things, why are they holding that?
Well, I mean, if you get an elimination endgame in a lobby that's this strong, you need that harpoon to bring the loot back towards you. Sometimes pushing towards that loot, quite often in endgame, you aren't going to eliminate the player that's near you, someone else does. So if you push onto that loot, you are now in the firing path of whoever just took them out. So you need to be able to eliminate them or get the loot to you as safely as possible. As I say, safety, Forbes pushing forward, a controller player I expect to do very well today. Hasn't performed too much, he's taking down Scarlet. They're on 8 and 7 points respectively, trying to find the way, and look at the build. Beautiful onto high ground. Has no rockets for that RPG, unfortunately, trying to find their way into the box. They can only a blue pump, but it's enough to do a fair bit of damage here to Scarlet, I believe. And yes, there it is. They're both going down, though. It's a bit of a storm fight. Not sure how much I agree with this one. Forbes trying to push forward, though. Take the wall, trying to find his way around. Beautiful edits. You would not think he was on controller with that speed right there. Trying to find their way into Scarlet, farming up the materials inside. They need to end this quickly, though. This has to go down soon. Scarlet only having one flopper. That is not enough to stay in Storm for this long. I want to see this fight end pretty quickly for one of them.
Yeah, Scarlet is either going to have to use that flopper sooner, get this elimination on Forbes, and like you said, Forbes just looking so fluid. You never know that he is on control of those builds, and ends are insane, and Forbes gets the shot off. Scarlet is very low. He is going to have to use that flopper, and Forbes is taking this opportunity to mini up as well. We are right back to where we started. Scarlet, unfortunately, doesn't have any more health left, so he is going to have to end this quick.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay on both these players' parts, in my opinion, as well. Definitely shouldn't have taken this fight on either one. They found themselves very far from zone. Whoever wins this one is definitely not going to have a good game of it. I actually have to say, whoever wins this is probably still not going to get to zone. If they get this elimination, the 50 health, I'm pretty sure they're at least 50 seconds from zone, and they have 4 seconds until it starts closing again, until it's finished closing. So they're about to start getting double ticks in 0 seconds. Here it is,
3,
double tick on
2,
Forbes,
1.
and he's out of there. Scarlet picking up the siphon there, seeing if maybe they can rotate to zone. We get a bit of an L dance. Maybe Scarlet wasn't too happy. I do believe that was Forbes who actually started that fight, so maybe a bit upset here. Hey, mate, you ended up getting eliminated anyway, and you've thrown my game. I'm now this far from zone because of you.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, it is going to be rough, but he does have that harpoon gun in his inventory with 10 charges. He is near some water, so, you know, he might be able to find a fishing hole, pull out some floppers. We're going to have to see. Worst case scenario, he can get a small fry. That will give him a little bit more health, so he might end up being okay. We're going to have to pay very close attention to the elimination feed here. We're taking a look.
Damage, he's got the loadout for it. As I said, we're going to Nyrox against Volks, so we have two World Cup players going head-to-head. Volks trying to take down Nyrox here. This could be massive for the tournament. 26 points total. He's in that top 3 position still, trying to represent it for EU, and Volks trying to represent it for AU, trying to get in here if he can. Can't find his way in too much, though. Volks using the minis. Volks with this epic pump. You cannot count him out. We have Worthy coming up now, our elimination point leader. We'll see if he can try and expend that, or if he's going to keep going through if he can.
Yeah, and you can see here, we are at the edge of the zone. They're going to have a long wait to run, about 30 seconds left before it starts closing in. So these guys are going to have to make some decisions, and they're going to have to make them very, very quickly. Storm Surge is going to start to be a problem very soon as well. So we're going to have to see, you know, in terms of playstyle, who has been a little bit more aggressive and gotten enough damage to not be affected by that Storm Surge.
I love this rotate by Worthy and Volks right now. Volks rotating behind Worthy, using that cover as the zone comes through to stay on that edge. As much as they're right next to Storm, this is on the what's called the dead side of Storm. So right now, Storm is moving in very, very slowly. They're all of them. You can see all those arrows doing the exact same thing. They're rotating around the edge rather than running straight in. They eventually have to start going straight, like we saw Forbes earlier. He just wants to get in first. That's the priority.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw it pop up on the screen, but he did have that Storm Surge warning, so he is going to have to make some plays quickly. Alice going down to very little health. Worthy also just ripped his shield completely off. And we have Brezzo, who again looks like he is in another amazing position, taking an RPG shot onto Will. Isn't unfortunately going to be able to connect, but that's okay. He's looking for blood.
He's playing this one so well right now. Rotated perfectly, got himself in, and now he's just sitting in this cone trying to look out. As I said before, from our perspective, we can't see out from this cone, but he can. Trying to take some shots. Worthy here goes down, unfortunately. Really want to see Worthy do well today here. He's going down. Desire here. Brezzo, we're back on his perspective, trying to see what he can make of this. We have Volks very close by. It's very congested on this very edge right now. I'm looking at those players. If this zone pulls southeast right now, they all have to go against, and it does! Just like that, possibly I've cast a curse them. The zone goes southeast, and now they all have to move towards it. Let's see how they play this one out against Storm Surge as well. This is going to be a hectic finish.
Oh my goodness, we have to stop caster cursing these guys. They're going to be
I did the whole lobby. Normally you cast to curse one person. I just cursed pretty much 90% of this lobby. Including our leader Brezzo, unfortunately for him, but he's been making smart rotates today. I trust that he'll be able to make that rotate as well. He's got a lot of builds here though. As much as it pulls southeast, there's a lot of builds to hide behind Brezzo, prioritizing that rotate and going straight to dead side again. Someone taking the fight with him. Like I said, you'd want to see them prioritizing the rotate. It is Volks. 14 seconds till Storm comes in, so they do have a little bit of time. I want to see them get in. I'm seeing players like Luda that we pointed out earlier. He is already in zone. That is massive. I can see Quid on the edge there as well, and I'm seeing players like Mitch Robinson, Nyrox again on that other dead side of zone. And we're trying to see how this one goes. Brezzo's trying to farm this out, make sure he can find a nice little foothold, sitting inside this cone before rotating, not using a single mat more than what he needs to get into zone to make sure he closes this one out.
He is arguably one of the most patient players I've seen in this tournament so far. He's not getting rattled. He's taking his time. He's being very methodical. And Jalen actually ends up taking out airwalks there and is going to get damaged a little bit as well, but that's okay. He's going to build up use his resources to escape that, turn around to fire some shots. There's so much action happening here. You can see on the right-hand side, we're taking a look at the eliminations. Still pretty much the same. So these guys, again, aren't really going for the eliminations so much as the placement at this point.
Yeah, you see Brezzo there on number 6 with 10 eliminations, but he's obviously in the lead, showing how consistent his placements have been. Nyrox on the screen right now with 26 points. He has 11 eliminations, which means 15 from placements. Let's see if he can close it out even more here. He's in zone. We'll see how this one goes. Again, don't want to curse him. If it goes southeast again, there's no one there. They all have to move. If this one goes northwest, it's going to be pretty stacked. And it goes southeast. I am so sorry. I'm just going to stop talking about where zones go because for some reason I am predicting them. It goes southeast. They all have to move now. We're going to see how this one closes out. Magma being the first to move, trying to save his build. Getting some shots going out. We see Replay still here as well. Trying to find his way through. Twiz going down in the feed. Same with Cease, unfortunately. We do still seem to have our big names, though I haven't seen. Luda picking up the elimination on Magma. That's huge for him. So we still have Luda alive. Nyrox, we still have Brezzo, I believe, as well. This is going to be a massive 5th game to close it out. It's going to come right down to the wire in this game in Game 6.
We are going to watch so many players fall within the next minute when this storm starts fully moving over. We are going to see this lobby get empty very quickly. Here we see Replays, unfortunately, having to do some damage to avoid the storm surge, and it looks like he does it. Nyrox taking a ton of damage, using the floppers to stay alive. Gets the elimination on Lepex and also gets the siphon, so that affords him an extra 50 health as well. And here we have Brezzo using the storm to rotate in. He is going to meet another player, and that ends up being Replays. Replays is gone.
It does, and the same thing as well. They're getting placement points now. We have top 25, so all of these players now gaining more and more placement points. We saw Nyrox get it. We just saw Brezzo got it, and we see Luda get it as well. So all of our top players are still in this one. This is going to go right down to the wire. We have Jax on that high ground in the top right of your screen trying to take it out. We have Quid who's there in the front, rotated quickly. Jax trying to do some work. 8 points total. Hasn't found too much today, but one game can totally turn around. 10 eliminations, trying to find their way through if they can. Parpy's on the low ground getting shots out. Brezzo gets the siphon. No, he doesn't. Brezzo goes down. Our leader on 36 points. He's out of there. So is this Nyrox's chance to make some more points, or Luda? I can't see Nyrox on the screen there. We must have missed him going down. Nyrox has gone down from what I can tell. Luda is still in there. This might be his chance for OC to come back on top here by Luda taking the mantle from Brezzo. We'll have to see how this one plays out. Jack's in a commanding position on the high ground though.
Yeah, and Brezzo was fortunately able to get some placement points. I don't know exactly how many he got, but that has been his MO all day. Aimbot taking some shots, looking for something to connect, and he does, but he is going to be taking 10 damage a tick. He is in the storm. He builds his way up. He's going to be met by Jax if he keeps going.
Here he goes. Aimbot's trying to push forward now if he can. 26 points total, seeing what he can do. We've had that high ground dominance so far. He's now on the low ground, seeing if he can be a little bit scrappy, see if he can pick something up. He has Jamok below him, and Jamok, someone's taking shots at him. I don't know if it was Jamok. He has to rotate back out, but he can't. He gets stuck by Quid, one of the young mechanical gods of our region. He's pushing forward. 24 points total now. Pre taking down Rizard in the feed as well. Jamok taking shots on low ground, taking down Pre-Depression. We have 4 players alive now. This is closing out here. He gained top 5. Luda is still in this. Luda has gained top 5 placement points now as well. We might see a booger moment. Someone coming out on top in their first ever LAN. Jax is on high ground now. He's going to try and find some angles if he can. Luda's trying to find his way back up on the top or stay down there safely. It's slowing down a little bit now as these players try and find out where they are. It's 8th zone. It's closing in. He has 2 floppers, 3 minis. I have to think that he's going to close this one out.
Yeah, and you can see here Jax still on high ground, but unfortunately is going to take a little bit of damage as he falls down. He doesn't have any materials left, so he is going to have to make a very quick play here.
He needs to try and go for this flopper and get back in if he can quickly. He saves it to use it at the very last minute, make sure he gets the full 50 health. That extra tick goes off. He's getting stuck by some of these builds, needs to find an angle through. He does. Jax on low ground, 59 health. Luda taking down Jailmock. Luda has a chance to close this one out. We have Luda versus Quid. If you follow the OC region, you know how insane this fight's going to be. Jax as well. We have 3 of the most mechanically gifted players in our region making it to endgame and trying to see who comes out on top. Jax with the right-hand peek, and he finds it. He gets a solid shot onto Luda. Luda has to back up, but he has those 2 floppers. Jax had to go through all of his. Luda has conserved what he has even better. He's using the floppers, trying to find his way, and the shot comes out again. He's so low. No, Jax fires back. He goes down. Quid comes out on top, but Luda with a phenomenal performance there. 28 points total for Quid.
Have to wait and see how it plays out. Here we go. It's already up there. There you go. Luda sitting up on top. 37 total points up to the 5th match.
Wow, absolutely unbelievable coming out of him. Brezzo, though, very close behind with a 1-point differential, sitting at 36 points. Then we have Symmetrical right behind him at 32. We've got Quid here too.
Right there. Hello.
This is
wow.
Top 10. It's anybody's game
yeah.
going into the last game here.